welcome back to the DSA with day 6. Okay, today we're gonna solve question number 1470. Shuffle the array. Okay, firstly I'll explain what is question, what is the question trying to say, major approach for that, and then we're gonna try it, and later on we optimize the code. Okay, so firstly I'll shortly explain what is question trying to say is given the array nums which consisting of 2 and twice of the length of elements. Okay, basically the array is given. Simply we're gonna solve first some questions of array. After that we go to string and some other, so you can fluent from like we solving this arrays question, so you are fluent in array. After that we move to string, then higher data structures, so you can comfortable with array. You can try array 5 6 question, you are comfortable with array. Then we move to the next, so string, then you are comfortable with string. Then we list, so you can comfortable with each and every topic. So whenever you have given a question of any data structure or algorithm, you are don't stuck in that question. You know how this concept and core logics works, so you can try to solve it. Okay, so we'll come back to this question. So this is the array. It's basically two parts, 0 to n and n to n. Okay, 0 to n is x1 x2 to x to the n, then y1 y2 to the y to n. Okay, and we have to return the array in the form of x1 y1, x2 y2 to the xn yn. Okay, it's basically we have to shuffle the array from n plus I to the starting of the I. Okay, you don't get it. I'll explain in code what I am trying to say is. So first we see example one. Okay, here an array given 251347. Okay, the n is the array of length is 3. Okay, and types of n is 6. So basically you can see that here are six element in this array, and which means this is x1, 2 is x1, 5 is x2, and 1 is x3. Okay, and this is y1, this is y2, and this is y3. So x1 2, then y1 3, then 5 4 1 7. Okay, you can see 2 3 5 4 1 7. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, I hope you got clear. What is we have to do is we have to just replace the array from I, then n plus I, then again I, then n plus I. Okay, I is the index of the array. Here are given some conditions. N is greater than 1 or equal to 1 or less than 500 or equal to 1, and nums dot length is equal to twice of it. The main thing is already they given, like nums dot length is not equal to n, it's equal to twice of n. Okay, you have to clearly read these conditions, so you got clear what is actually question is trying to say. Okay, then this condition, like nums dot I is less than 10 to the power 3. Okay, I know this is not really needed in this, but you have to read all the condition carefully, because might in some question this is IMP condition, you don't know which is IMP or which is not, so read all conditions carefully. Okay, now we as usual we're gonna code in JavaScript, and C and C++ code are available in our GitHub repo. So if you do DSA, C or C++, check out GitHub, and logic are same in every language. Like some inbuilt function or predefined methods are different, so you can check the code in GitHub repository. Okay, so let okay, we're gonna write a question based optimal approach. We're gonna use one array, and iteration of array on store this like a new array in our answer array, then we can return it. Okay, I'll write the code for this. Okay, so let's start with the code part. So as usual I said we have to use one extra array. For you are beginners, you clear what we are doing in this question. So I'll declare an extra array, it's called answer. Okay, then use it for loop. We have to go each and index, so we have to use for loop. Okay, then let I is starting from the 0. So here you have to carefully, the length is equal to twice of n, but we don't have to go to length, we have to just move to the n. Okay, we have just want half part of array, and then we have to split this part. Okay, then each and every time we use I plus plus. Okay, then answer dot push, you know why we use push, to add each and every value to the end of the array. Okay, answer I, each and every value of nums of I is pushed to the array. Okay, now after that we have, before moving to the next index, we have to also push the another value for this. Like what kind of another value? X1 we have already pushed to the array, now we have to push y1. So here you can clearly see that x1 and y1's difference is n. Okay, how I gonna say that the difference is n? So here you can clearly say the length of the this is twice of it, so half of it is n. Okay, the entire array's length is twice of n, so only x or only y's length is n. So here we clearly know that the length of this is n, so n. Okay, n plus I. Okay, what it means, the value of I means, let's assume n is 5. Okay, the entire array's length is 10 and n is 5. Okay, so 5 plus 1 we gonna first index, so it means 6. Then here is 1 and 6, you can see, if like just assume here you can have 1, it's 3 just 3, like 3 3 6, 6 elements in an array, and 3 is its n. Okay, length of it. So 1, when using 1, difference between y1 and first x1 is 3, so you got this, y we use this n. Okay, and if you use n plus 1, so you can say x1 y1, then x3, then y1. Okay, so n is means 3, so this is 0. Okay, 1 2, here x3, then again 1, you got y1. Okay, I hope you got clear. So here we can got pushing of x1 and y1. Okay, now we have to return this, return answer. We just gonna write our answer array. Okay, let me adjust my screen to the left side. Okay, you can clearly see that our this answer is, code is accepted. Now I'm gonna submit this. So here it also accepted, as you can see that. Okay, this is the optimal code. Time complexity is order of n, because we're using one for loop to the n length. Okay, and space complexity is also order of n, because we're using one answer array which stores the our entire array in new array, so it basically takes a new space. Okay, and we gonna try in different way. The time and space complexity remains same. Okay, in single liner code you can say that, firstly nums dot slice, this is the higher order functions. Let me clear it you once I'll write the code, what is higher order function and which higher order function and how you can use this. Okay, this is slice. Okay, from 0 to n, 0 to n. Now I am using flat map. Okay, flat map, then its value I. So here are our this one liner code. I'll run this code, so you can see this is also accepted. uh, like I'll explain what is higher order function and how you gonna use this. uh, 1 day or 2 day ago we used map function. This is also higher order function. Higher order function are those functions which are used to task perform on array, sub array, or like implementing in a function on our array without writing a new array, or using multiple loops like nested loops, in one for loop another for loop. Without using that, we can use, this is called higher order functions. Okay, in higher order function we have map, then flat map, slice. Firstly, we'll start with slice. Slice basically do that, cut the part of array and return it. Like you have array to 0 to n index, and you have to just one, like third index to n index. So you can write nums dot slice third to n. So it's basically written values of array from 3th index to the nth index. Okay, it won't get, you have to use one for loop and set if index is equal to 3 or like greater or lesser than. You don't have to do that. You can simply use dot slice and it will be able to only write third index to the nth index. Okay, next is map. Map is basically used to create new array by implementing, like applying a function on it. If you want to example like multiplying and values, basically I'll so write what is like nums x is equal to x into twice. Okay, so this is the code for how you can use nums.map. It's basically every replace x value with the x into 2. Or you can add complex tasks like, just take part of this slice, like you if you want to multiply or to perform this kind of task on particular slice, so you can use first nums dot slice, then dot map. Okay, it's usable multiple, like also I use it about dot flat map. Okay, and dot flat map is firstly you use map plus flatten in one step. Okay, here I can write a code for that. Nums dot flat x comma x. Okay, this is code for flat map. Wait, okay, this is code for flat map. Okay, and how this flat map is gonna work? This is x replaced with another 2x value. Or like in nums, you have value of 1, 2, 3. Now it will return 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Okay, so you can use with like understand with its map and add flat, like a flatten in your existing array. Okay. Uh, I hope you got clear these two, like these higher order functions. When we are using this deeply, I'll explain. I'll create one separate video for that and explain it basically in another compiler. So I'll run the code and explain you how this gonna run and how the return will be working. Okay. Uh, so this is today's question solved. I hope you understand the question and higher order function. And you have, as usual, tomorrow we're gonna solve question number 431. Like, wait, I'll open it. Yes, 431. Yes, this question. Kids with the greatest number of candies. Okay, this is simple question, as you can know. You just have to basically understand, read one by line of code, what is code trying to sing, and once you can read it, go down and read these conditions, then you have clear everything and try to code it. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Meet on next.